Again, good morning, everyone. My name is Judge Tamika West Bernard. I'm presiding over the first appearance hearing calendar today for Magistrate Court of Clayton County. We are appearing live via YouTube, and then any inmates on the jail list is appearing via Zoom at the Clayton County Jail. I will make some opening remarks regarding your rights. Please pay close attention. But before I do that, if everyone will raise their right hand so I can swear everyone in. Okay. Do you swear and affirm that the information and testimony that you give to the court today, including the information that you provide on your court-appointed counsel form, will be true and accurate to the best of your knowledge? I need a verbal yes.
Yes.
Thank you. This is your first appearance before the Magistrate Court of Clayton County. We are not here to try your case or to take a plea. You are here for the court to inform you of the charges against you, advise you of certain rights, set bail on those offenses for which the court is authorized to set bail, schedule a preliminary hearing on your behalf, and to determine whether you require the assistance of an attorney. You have the right to remain silent and say nothing, but should you choose to give up this right, anything you say during these proceedings may be used against you if your case goes to trial. During these proceedings and all other court proceedings, you have the right to the presumption of innocence until the state proves your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. You also have the right to indictment by the grand jury for most felonies or by accusation for misdemeanors. You have the right to a speedy and public trial by jury. You also have the right to see, hear, and cross-examine all witnesses who are called to testify against you. You have the right to compel the attendance of witnesses in your own behalf by subpoena. You have the right to testify and offer other evidence in your own defense, should you choose to do so. But should you choose not to do so, no presumption of your guilt may be raised. You have the right to have an attorney represent you during these proceedings and all court proceedings. Some of you will be allowed to post unrestricted bonds for your release from jail pending prosecution of your case. Your bond may be paid by cash, commercial, or property. If you post a cash bond, someone will deliver the full amount of the bond in cash together with any applicable fees to the sheriff's office, who will hold it until your final court date, at which time the cash bond will be returned to the person who posted it. If you use a commercial bonding company approved by the sheriff, someone will have to pay the company up to 15% of the total bond as their fee for their service. This fee will not be returned. Someone may also post bond using their property if they have net equity in the property in an amount equal to 3 times the total amount of the bond. Some of you will have special conditions on your bond order that prohibit you from contacting certain people, including the alleged victim, or going to or around certain places. These are special conditions that will be included on your bond order. You will also be prohibited from calling or having other contact with the alleged victim while you're in jail and while you're out on bond. Should you violate the court's order, your bond will be revoked and you will not be entitled to another bond while awaiting trial. An additional charge of aggravated stalking, influencing witnesses, or other charges as the law may provide could be brought against you, for which you could be sentenced up to 10 years in prison and fined up to $20,000. For family members who will assist you in posting bond, they will be provided with your bond information after I have concluded the first appearance calendar for this morning. If a family member is an alleged victim on the warrant and there is a special condition that you're to have no contact with that family member, he or she will not be allowed to post bond on your behalf. Some of you are charged with offenses for which this court is simply not authorized by law to set bail. In this event, a bond hearing will be scheduled before a Superior Court judge, and you will be informed of that date during your first appearance hearing this morning. If you are currently on active probation, this court is not authorized to set bond. Your bond can be reconsidered after your probation officer has an opportunity to determine if they wish to file a warrant for violation of your probation. This is usually during your preliminary hearing. The purpose of a preliminary hearing is to determine if there's enough evidence or probable cause to justify keeping you detained until such time as your case goes to trial. For those of you charged with misdemeanors only, you will have the option of waiving your preliminary hearing. Waiving your preliminary hearing will not affect your right to post bond, your right to have an attorney represent you, or your right to a jury trial. If you post bond, Your preliminary hearing is automatically waived, and you will be mailed a notice when to appear in state court for arraignment for any misdemeanor. If you cannot make bond, you may waive your preliminary hearing and be taken before a state court judge, at which time, if you plead guilty, you will be sentenced. If you plead not guilty, a trial will be scheduled on your behalf. If you choose to have a misdemeanor preliminary hearing, the hearing will be scheduled for May 2nd, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. For those of you charged with felony offenses, you will not have the option of waiving your preliminary hearing. Your preliminary hearing will be scheduled for May 3rd, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. That will conclude my opening remarks. At this time, deputies, I will take the first female inmate and then we proceed for it in alphabetical order.
State your name.
Deborah Bergen.
Okay, Ms. Bergen, you've been charged with one count of the deposit account fraud. Your bond amount is $3,500. Do you understand the charges as well as your bond amount?
Yes.
Can you make bond?
Yes.
I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for May 3rd, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. Do you understand that's your next court date?
Yes.
And let's see, did you complete an application for court-appointed counsel?
Yes, I did.
So based on your application response, you do qualify for a court-appointed attorney, so I have approved an attorney to represent you. Do you have any questions?
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. State your full name for me.
Michelle Dominique.
Ms. Dominique, you've been charged with one count of disorderly conduct. Let's see here. Based on your, it doesn't appear you have a criminal record, so I'm going to release you today without requiring a bond. However, if you fail to appear for any court appearances, you will be required to pay a $1,500 bond. You understand that? Okay, and then you refuse to complete the application for court-appointed counsel. Do you not need an attorney to represent you on this charge?
No.
Are you certain? You're gonna hire your own attorney? Because even though I'm releasing you, the charge still exists. You understand that?
Yeah.
So you want to hire your own attorney? I just need to ask you 2 questions and see if you qualify.
Okay.
Okay, do you have a job?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And how much do you earn per month?
65.
How much?
5 a month.
You said 500?
65 a month.
65? $65 a month?
6,500.
6,500, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you do not qualify for a court-appointed attorney, therefore you will have to hire your own attorney. You understand that? Okay, thank you. Okay. Give me your full name.
Charlie Dodson.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Charlie Dodson.
Dotson, okay, I thought you were Miss Dotson. Ms. Dotson, you've been charged with 3 offenses. The first offense is driving while unlicensed. The second offense is no insurance. The third offense is expired tag. In light of the allegations in the warrant, as well as your criminal history, I am releasing you, or non-criminal history, I am releasing you today without requiring a bond. However, if you fail to appear for any court appearances, you will be required to pay a $2,500 bond. You understand that? Now, did you complete the application for court-appointed counsel?
No, I did not.
Hey, do you want to see if you qualify for an attorney and for a court-appointed attorney?
No.
Okay, you're gonna hire your own?
Yes.
Okay. You have any questions?
No, not at the moment.
Okay, thank you. Okay, state your full name for me.
Geneva Elizabeth Malloy.
Okay, Ms. Malloy, spelled Malooy.
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Malloy, you've been charged with one count of criminal trespass. Your bond amount is $1,500. Do you understand the charge as well as your bond amount?
Not really.
Okay, would you like me to, you don't understand the bond amount or the charge?
No, I understand. So what do I, so
I'm
what,
sorry.
bond amount, what do I have to put up? The 1,500?
No, it's usually 15% of that. You understand that?
And how much is that?
The bond is 1,500.
150, okay.
Okay. If you can make bond, do you know if you can make bond?
Yes, I can.
Okay, if you can make bond, there will be special conditions included on your bond order. The first condition is you're to have no contact with the alleged victim in the case by the name of Allison Hicks, which means you must stay away absolutely, directly, indirectly, by mail, by email, by pager, by text message, by telephone. You cannot contact her through a social media app, by a third person, from her home or workplace. Do you recognize, who is Ms. Hicks to you?
Nobody.
I'm sorry?
She was someone that I helped out.
Okay, but she was residing with you, correct?
For a brief moment of time, yes.
Okay, because according to the warrant, you got charged with criminal trespass because you removed her belongings from the home without filing an eviction action against her. I'm just telling you what the allegations are. And the reason why I say that is because this is a family, they have this as a family violence. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to prohibit you from returning to the incident location, which is identified on the warrant at 164 Lexington Court, Riverdale, Georgia, 30274. So you will be prohibited from returning to that location while you're out on bond. Is that your primary residence?
That's where my lease, she left voluntarily. She doesn't live there.
Okay, well, that's not what the, that's not what I have here
Does not
in
live,
the warrant.
she does not, the office, she told the officer she was leaving voluntarily, and I have it also in text messages.
Okay, well, like I said, you can have your attorney, did you,
Yes, I
fill out
did.
the court appointed request?
I did.
So you would qualify for a court appointed attorney. So I'm gonna appoint an attorney to represent you, and then you can have your attorney file a motion for reconsideration of your bond conditions. If in fact she no longer stays there, but as of it now, I have to do a stay away. And then I will include a provision in the order that you will be allowed to retrieve any undisputed property from that location. However, you must make an appointment with the sheriff within 10 days of your release. You understand that?
So when I post bail, I'll be able to get out today?
Depending on when they receive the order, I'm not certain. That's something you would have to discuss with the jail. Okay? Any other questions?
No, ma'am.
Now I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for May 2nd, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. Would you like to waive your preliminary hearing?
No.
Okay, you say no?
I don't know what the preliminary.
Well, if you don't know, then I'll just keep it on the calendar, okay? Do you have any other questions?
No.
Okay, thank you. Okay, state your full name for me.
Melissa Robinson.
What's your first name? I have, is it Robinson. Ms. Robinson, you've been charged with 2 offenses, specifically aggravated assault. Your bond amount is $20,000. The second charge of cruelty to children in the first degree, your bond amount is $4,000. Therefore, your total bond is $24,000. Do you understand the charges as well as your bond amount?
I don't, because when I was arrested, the guy told me that I will be an accessory because I didn't do it. It was my husband that did the incident. I was just in the vehicle. But when I got here, the charges was completely different. And I told the lady upstairs, I didn't understand because he told me when he put me in, for one, when he put me in handcuffs and he put me in the car, he didn't read me my rights. So I automatically didn't know what was going on. But when he did come to the car, he told me that I was an accessory. He didn't tell me the charges that I'm hearing once I got here.
Okay. Well, remember, we're not here to try your case today. My only purpose is to give, to see whether or not I can set bond for you, which I have, and then to give you your preliminary hearing date, which is going to be May 3rd, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. You understand that that's your next court date? Okay. And then with respect to, let's see, any information regarding your defense, you can provide to your attorney. And so based on your application, I have approved a court-appointed attorney to represent you. Do you have any other questions?
I don't.
Okay, thank you. Okay, state your full name for me.
Sasha Rachel Whitaker.
You said first name Sasha?
Sasha Rachel Whitaker.
Okay, just want to make sure. You've been charged with 1 count of abandonment, specifically child abandonment. Your bond amount is $1,500. Do you understand the charge as well as your bond amount?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you make bond?
Yes, ma'am.
I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for May 2nd, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. You understand that's your next court date?
Yes, ma'am.
And then let's see here, you completed a request for court-appointed counsel. It looks like you refuse. Do you not need an attorney to represent you?
I have to do another court case on this after this.
What you mean you have to do? It's another charge pending?
Yes.
Okay. And you have an attorney representing you on that charge?
I don't have any charges pending. That's why I said, I need a lawyer for another one, another court case?
I would recommend that you get an attorney for this abandonment charge.
Okay,
So
yes.
if you qualify for one, I can see if you qualify for a public defender. Do you have a job?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, what's your average monthly wages?
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't have that job anymore, so I don't have any. I could get a public defender, probably.
Okay. Yeah, so if you don't have a job anymore, you would qualify for a public defender. So I'll go ahead and approve your application for court-appointed counsel. Do you have any other questions?
That's it, Judge.
Okay, thank you.
You.
Everybody step out. Everybody step out.
Would that conclude the female inmates, deputy?
This will conclude a female inmates. We got the first male here.
So we're ready for the males, correct?
Yes, Your Honor. We're ready for the males at this time.
Okay, if you can give me, okay, sir, give me your full name.
Aib Abdul Latif.
Sir, you've been charged with 1 count of battery. Your bond amount is $3,000. Do you understand the charge as well as your bond amount?
Yes.
Can you make bond?
I don't think so.
Okay. I schedule your preliminary hearing for May 2nd, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. You understand that's your next court date?
When?
May 2nd,
May 2nd.
8:30 a.m. via Zoom.
You'll be back up here.
Okay, wait, sir, 1 minute, 1 minute. I see here that you also refuse to complete your court-appointed counsel form. Do you not need an attorney to represent you, or you planning to hire your own attorney?
I guess I plan my own attorney. I don't know. I have to ask my people, my mom.
Do you want to see if you qualify for a court-appointed attorney?
Yes, I would.
Okay, do you have a job?
No.
Okay. So you would qualify for a court-appointed attorney, so I'll go ahead and approve that for you, okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
You go back to your house.
When is that?
Okay, state your full name for me, sir.
3 weeks. You know where housing and seven is?
I'm sorry, sir, I didn't hear you with the background.
Casey Broomfield.
Okay, Mr. Broomfield, you've been charged with, let me see, Miss Mary, were you able to get in contact with, did you say he was represented by counsel?
He didn't hire them.
Okay. Okay, sir. You've been charged with 1 count of marijuana trafficking. Based on the nature of the charge, I'm not authorized to set bail for you today. Only a Superior Court judge can do that. Do you understand the charge as well as the no bond?
Perfect.
Sir, you need to respond verbally.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Now, I'm scheduling your preliminary hearing for May 3rd, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. and then your bond hearing will be May 5th at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. You understand those 2 different hearing dates?
Yeah, so I gotta stay here till May 3rd.
Well, that's what your preliminary hearing, May 3rd. Yes. You understand that, sir? Okay. And then looks like you refuse to complete the court-appointed counsel form. Do you not need an attorney to represent you?
I got one. My people got one.
Your people got one. Are you sure? You sure you don't want to have one in place just in case?
I'm positive.
Okay, so you're gonna hire your own attorney? Okay, thank you, sir.
Hello?
Good morning, sir. Give me your full name.
That's Sean Barnes.
Mr. Burns, correct?
Correct.
Mr. Burns, you've been charged with 1 offense of loitering. Your bond amount is $1,000. Do you understand the charge as well as your bond amount?
Yes.
Can you make bond?
Not at this moment.
You said you don't know?
Not at this time.
So I've scheduled your next court date for May 2nd, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. That'll be your preliminary hearing. You understand that?
I understand.
Okay. And then looks like you did complete the request for court-appointed counsel. Okay, then I just want to make sure this is accurate. You said you have a job. How much are your monthly wages?
6,000, but shit, I can't even get to the job. I was
But
just,
that's what I was thinking. I mean, I don't know if you're gonna be able to get to your job.
I haven't,
So do you want me to an appointed attorney to represent you since you can't bond out? Because your bond is 1,000 and you make 6,000 and you can't bond out,
Yeah.
Mr. Burns?
y'all haven't even got my first check yet.
Oh, okay. So let me do this. Let me go ahead and appoint an attorney to represent you. And then if you would like, at some point, if you want to hire your own attorney, you can do that. Okay?
All right, that's fine.
Okay. Thank you.
How you doing?
Good morning, sir. How are you doing today?
How about you? Good morning.
Good. Can you give me your full name?
Sean Flournoy. Sean Flournoy, I'm sorry.
Okay, no problem. Sir, you've been charged with 2 offenses. The first offense is criminal damage in the 2nd degree. Your bond amount is $3,500. The second offense is battery. Your bond amount is $4,000, and that's battery family violence. Therefore, your total bond is $7,500. Do you understand the charges as well as your bond amount?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you make bond?
Yes, ma'am. I just gotta make a phone call when I get back to the tank.
Okay, if you can make bond, there will be special conditions included on your bond order. The first condition is you're to have no contact with the alleged victim in the case by the name of Ashley, is it Labana? You recognize that name?
Yes, ma'am.
Because she's the alleged victim in the case, you must stay away directly, indirectly, by mail, by email, by pager, by text message, by telephone. You cannot contact her through a social media app, through a third person, or her home or workplace. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am, I understand, Your Honor.
Also, because the alleged incident occurred at 681 Mount Zion Road, apartment A8, Jonesboro, Georgia, 30236, you're not to return to that location while you're out on bond. Is that your primary residence?
No, ma'am, that's not my primary residence.
Okay, and then you also cannot violate any other laws while out on bond. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am, Your Honor, I understand.
Okay, and then I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for May 3rd, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. You understand that's your next court date?
Yes,
May
ma'am.
3rd.
Yes, ma'am. Would I get that in the mail as well?
Yeah, if you bond out, yes.
All right, thank you so much.
Okay, but just make sure to keep that May 3rd, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
If you don't get a notice, still make sure you find out what's going on by May 3rd, okay?
8:30 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
All right, perfect. Thank you so much.
Okay, and then when I see you didn't fill out the court-appointed counsel form, you sure you don't want an attorney to represent you on these charges if you qualify for one?
No, ma'am, I have an attorney.
You're gonna hire your own?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much. Have a good day.
You too. 1 minute, deputies.
Okay. Come back, come back. No, you good. Thank you.
Okay, here, something is going on with my camera here. Okay, deputies. I'll take the next inmate.
Oh, Mr. Green.
If you could adjust the camera so I can see his face. Okay, there you go. Okay, sir, give me your full name.
Mark Allen Green Jr.
Okay, Mr. Green, you've been charged with 2 offenses. The first offense is financial transaction card theft. Your bond amount is $3,500. The second offense is financial transaction card fraud. Your bond amount is $6,500. Therefore, your total bond is $10,000. Do you understand the charges as well as your bond amount?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you make bond?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for May 3rd, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. You understand that's your next court date?
Yeah.
Okay, and then based on your court appointed form here. You would qualify for a court appointed attorney, so I will go ahead and approve your application. Do you have any questions? Thank you. If you give me your full name.
Curtis Darrell Griffin.
Mr. Griffin, you've been charged with 1 count of violation of a family violence order. Your bond amount is $5,000. Do you understand the charge as well as your bond amount?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Okay, sir. Now, I thought long and hard about giving you a bond here. And my concern is that you were violating, is it a protective order by returning to a location identified as 6852 Maddox Road, Monroe, Georgia, 30236. Now, you understand that it appears based on the warrant that there is a family violence order that prohibits you from returning to that location. Were you aware of that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I've given you a bond, but in the bond order, I've included another special condition that you're not to return to that location while you're out on bond. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and do you have any personal belongings at that incident location
Yes,
at the
ma'am.
Maddox Road? You still do?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so what I'll do is I'll include a provision in the bond order that you are to make an appointment with the sheriff's office within 10 days of your release to retrieve any undisputed personal property. You understand that?
Yes,
If
ma'am.
you violate this order, sir, it's unlikely that you will get another bond. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for May 2nd, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. Would you like to waive your preliminary hearing?
No, ma'am, I've got a lawyer.
Okay, you got a lawyer? Okay. Did you say you can make bond? Do you know if you can make bond or not?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And you didn't complete the court-appointed counsel form, so you're gonna hire your own attorney?
I've got one.
Okay. Do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Give me your full name, sir.
Michael Andrew Hunsabow. Hello.
Mr. Holmberg, you've been charged with 5 offenses. The first offense is aggravated stalking. You actually have 2 separate counts of aggravated stalking. Your third offense is criminal trespass, damage to property. The 4th offense is criminal damage in the 2nd degree. And then the 5th offense is pointing a gun or pistol at another in violation of Georgia law. Based on the nature of the charge, including the fact that you failed to appear for your probation, or you failed to notify your probation office of your change of address back in August of 2022, there's a no bond for you today.
Yes,
Do
ma'am.
you understand the charges as well as the no bond?
Yes, ma'am. But my residence is still the same, but she doesn't stay there no more.
Okay, well, there's a no bond for a number of reasons, but on the aggravated stalking charge, I'm not authorized by law to set bail. Only a superior court judge could do that. And then you were also required to, I guess, appear, you'll be required to appear before a superior court judge regarding your probation issue. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And then I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for May 3rd, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. on the new charges. You understand that? And then your bond hearing will be scheduled for May 5th, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. Do you understand that? And let's see here. Did you complete the request for court-appointed counsel?
I did.
Okay, so based on your application here, you would qualify for a court-appointed attorney. So I will approve an attorney to represent you. Do you have any questions?
No, ma'am. You said May 3rd and May 5th?
Yes.
Okay.
Correct.
All right.
Thank you.
All right.
Good afternoon,
Good afternoon, sir. If you could state your full name for me.
Rashim Sabir Hassan.
Okay, 1 minute, sir. Mr. Hassan, you've been charged with 2 offenses. The first offense is aggravated assault. Your bond amount is $20,000. The second offense is cruelty to children in the 1st degree. Your bond amount is $4,000. Therefore, your total bond is $24,000. Do you understand the charge as well as your bond amount?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you make bond?
I believe so.
Okay, if you can make bond, there will be special condition included on your bond order. The first condition is that you're to have no contact with the alleged victim in the case by the name of Jalen Bowina. Do you recognize that name?
I heard it yesterday, yes, ma'am.
Okay. You don't know who that is?
I guess that's the girl that jumped on my daughter, yeah.
Okay. That means you must stay away absolutely directly, indirectly, by mail, by email, by pager, by telephone, by text message, through a social media app. You cannot contact the alleged victim through a 3rd person or go to her home or workplace. You understand that? I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for May 3rd, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. You understand that's your next court date? And then you refuse to complete the court-appointed counsel form. Are you planning to hire your own attorney, sir?
I was wondering, I didn't know how to fill it out. I thought that it was just for something like, did I need an attorney right now? But for the case, is there a way I can fill it out so I can have one?
Well, I could just, if you're willing to answer 2 questions, I can let you know whether or not you qualify. Do you have a job?
Yes, ma'am.
And what is an estimate of your monthly wages?
Estimate probably $2,000 a month.
Okay. So you would qualify for a court-appointed attorney, so I'll approve your application. Do you have any other questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, sir. Okay, state your full name for me. As you say, Hill? Step forward, sir, so I can hear you better.
Christopher Bailey, but they have it on the hill, last name Hill.
Christopher Bailey, you also known as Christopher Hill. They have you also known as Christopher Hill. Is that not accurate? Sir, do you hear what I'm saying?
Yes, Your Honor, he has trouble understanding.
Okay, thank you. Sorry. Okay. Okay. I just want to make sure it's one and the same. Okay. So you've been charged with 2 offenses. The first offense is criminal trespass. Your bond amount is $1,500. The second offense is giving a false name, address, or date of birth to a law enforcement officer. Your bond amount is $1,500. Therefore, your total bond is $3,000. Do you understand the charge as well as your bond amount, sir?
Already been, that issue already charged, I paid for that already.
Okay. Now I'm scheduling a preliminary hearing for May 2nd, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. You understand that's your next court date? May 2nd.
All those charges have already been taken care of.
I know, but what I'm saying is you will have a court date of May 2nd. You understand that?
Yes.
Okay. And then you did complete the request for court-appointed counsel. You didn't answer the question. Do you currently have a job, sir?
Mhm.
You do?
Yes.
Okay, what is an estimate of your monthly wages?
3,500.
3,500. Okay, so that means you would have to hire your own attorney to represent you. You understand that? You wouldn't. That means you wouldn't qualify for a public defender. You understand that, sir?
Yes.
Okay, you have any other questions?
No.
Okay, thank you. Okay, sir, give me your full name.
Ali Jallo.
Okay, 1 minute. So you've been charged with 1 count of theft by receiving stolen property. Your bond amount is $4,500. Do you understand the charge as well as your bond amount?
Yeah, I understand.
Can you make bond?
Yes.
I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for May 3rd, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. You understand that's your next court date?
Yes.
Okay. And then you also refuse to complete a court-appointed counsel form. Are you planning to hire your own attorney?
I do.
You already have your own attorney?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have any questions?
No.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Not straight down to I need a second. Yeah.
Hey, give me your full name, sir.
Carlos Lovejoy.
Hey, Mr. Lovejoy, you've been charged with 1 count of making terroristic threats. Your bond amount is $6,000. Do you understand the charge as well as your bond amount?
Yes, I do, ma'am.
Can you make bond?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. If you can make bond, there will be special conditions included on your bond order. The first condition is you're to have no contact with an individual by the name of, let's see here, Thomas Turner. Do you recognize that name?
Yes, ma'am.
That means you must stay away. Who's that to you?
We share a residence.
Okay, that's what I thought. So that means you must stay away directly, indirectly, by mail, by email, by pager, by text message, by telephone, by social media. You cannot contact him through a third person or go to his home or workplace. So because the incident occurred at 2394 Old Rex Marlow Road, Ellenwood, Georgia, 30293, you're not to return to that location while you're out on bond. Is that your primary residence?
It is, ma'am.
Okay, so I will include a provision in the bond order that will allow you to make an appointment with the sheriff's office within 10 days of your release to retrieve any undisputed personal property from that location. Do you understand that, sir? Also, you cannot violate any laws while out on bond. You understand that?
ma'am.
Schedule your preliminary hearing for May 3rd, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. You understand that's your next court date?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and then you did complete the request for court-appointed counsel. Based upon your response, you do not qualify for a court-appointed attorney, so you will have to hire your own attorney. Do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Thank you. Okay. Give me your full name.
Lee Wise.
You said Wise? I didn't hear you, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Deputy, we need to go in alphabetical order. You say you're Mr. Wise, correct?
Now, but
Okay, we need to go in alphabetical order. So do you not have Malloy, I'm sorry, do you not have, oh yeah, it is. I see, that is Wise, sorry. It's according to the jail list. Just to confirm, you still have Mr. Let's see, Whittaker is a female, sorry. So we just have Wilson and Wise, is that correct, deputies?
Yes, Your Honor, that is correct.
Okay. Sir, you've been charged with 6 offenses. The first offense is aggravated assault by strangulation. The second offense is battery family violence. The third offense is simple battery. The fourth offense is possession of marijuana less than an ounce. The fifth offense is possession of a firearm by a felon. And the sixth offense is obstruction or hindering of a law enforcement officer. In light of the circumstances and nature of the charge, I'm denying bond to you today, sir. Do you understand the charges as well as the no bond?
Which one? I'm getting bond on nothing.
Specifically, I've denied bond on the aggravated assault by strangulation and then the possession of a firearm by a felon. Those are both felonies. Okay. With respect to your battery family violence, I did give you a bond of $4,000. With respect to the simple battery, I gave you a bond of $3,000. With respect to possession of marijuana less than an ounce, that is $1,500. And then obstruction of a law enforcement officer, that's $2,000. But because you have the no bond on the felonies today, you will not be released. I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for May 3rd, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. You understand that's your next court date, sir?
So when will I get another bond here?
Well, your bond hearing is scheduled for May 5th, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. You understand those two different court dates?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then you completed a request for court-appointed counsel. See here. Okay, based on your court-appointed counsel form, you would qualify for a court-appointed attorney, so I will approve an attorney to represent you. Do you have any other questions? Any other questions, sir? Okay, thank you.
Yeah, it's something. Oh, I gotta get back.
Okay, sir. I believe, give me your full name. I know your last name is Wilson, correct?
My name is Kwame Wilson.
Okay, Mr. Wilson, you've been charged with violation of Georgia Controlled Substance Act, obstruction of a law enforcement order, officer, and battery. With respect to the violation of Georgia Controlled Substance Act and the fact that you have a failure to appear for a probation revocation hearing that occurred March 22nd of 2023, I'm not granting bond to you today. And then with respect to the obstruction of an officer, I gave you a $2,000 bond and the battery is $4,000. But because I'm denying you bond on the felony, in addition to the fact that you did a failure to appear, and then there was it appears to be a warrant that was issued for you. Do you understand the charges and the no bond, sir? Okay, were you aware of the probation revocation hearing that you were scheduled for March 22nd?
No, ma'am.
Okay, well, they said you failed to appear for that. You understand do you understand you're still on active probation?
Yes, but nobody didn't call me, but, I don't know.
Okay, but I do have the paperwork that shows you failed to appear. So, there was extradition paper completed for you, so I'm gonna deny you bond based on those circumstances. You understand that? Okay, and then you did complete a request for court appointed, well, it looks like you refused to complete it. Do you not need an attorney to represent you on these charges?
You can appoint me one, but I should have one by then. By the time I.
Okay, which is good to have one in place. If you have one in place and you don't need it, that's fine. You understand that?
Yeah, but I don't know for sure yet. I gotta get on the phone.
Okay. Well, since I'm doing a no bond, I'll go ahead and approve an attorney to represent you. And then if you get your own attorney, then you could just let the public defender know. Okay? Okay. Any other questions, sir?
But that's it.
Thank you.
Your Honor, that concludes the mails for first appearance.
Okay, that's everyone, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, deputies.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
You as well.